What's going on, Trigger TV? Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome to another stream of Trigger TV. Welcome back. Happy New Year to everybody, you guys. Welcome to the stream. I wanted to definitely let everybody in. This is going to be an amazing story that I've been trying to bring to you guys, but we are definitely bringing you part one of the Harmony Montgomery story. So I definitely wanted to bring it to you guys. First of all, it's been such a long time, so I definitely want to welcome all of my members, all of my subscribers back to another episode, you guys. But this is definitely going to be part one of the Harmony Montgomery story, part one with her father, Adam Montgomery, as well. So you guys got to definitely keep your eyes peeled on this one because this one it is definitely going down. Okay, when I tell you it's going down, it's going down. We have part one where we are going to talk about Crystal Sorry, which is the mother, and we're going to hear her speak about her 5 year old Harmony Montgomery, who came up missing back in 2019 and then was found deceased 2 years later after her father was questioned and also the new wife was questioning Kayla Montgomery. But before we get into too much detail, you guys know we got to get some things out the way. So let's go ahead and get that intro popping for you real quick. And let's pop it like it's hot. And let's go ahead and get it cracking real quick. A few people, let's get you guys in here. Let's go ahead and get it cracking and let's get that intro up and playing right now for you. And then we're going to drop some disclaimers. But welcome back, everybody. If you have not renewed your memberships, go ahead and get them things renewed, you guys. We're going 5 for 5 this week, 5 for 5 every week. I hope that you guys enjoyed your time. I don't know what's going on out there in them crazy YouTube streets, but we are going crazy in the crime sector and we are dropping it like it's hot and dropping it like the rest of these channels are most definitely not, baby. So let's go ahead and get it in and see what is going on with this case. Okay. And I'm going to drop some disclaimers and get all this stuff out the way because you guys know the truth. It is never, ever, ever. You guys know Trigger TV is never, ever, ever for kids. So get those lovely kids ready to go to work, go to school, and get their education on. Okay. Okay. Also, remember that this is for educational purposes and training purposes. So let's go ahead and get those disclaimers up and let's go ahead and get into the story. I don't want to hold you too long, you guys. I'm going to play an interview from the original mother. Remember, the original mother is Crystal Story. Okay, that's the birth mother who lost custody of Harmony Montgomery. Okay, lost custody to the father because she was unable to make it to the hearing because she was in another hearing for one of her other kids. Okay, and they took custody and awarded it to the father, which that's how I'm sorry, that's how the daughter, Harmony, came up missing, and she was not reported missing until 2 years later. This child was reported missing and then found deceased. Okay, so we got a whole situation. Okay, we got a whole bunch of people involved. We got the stepmom involved, Kayla Montgomery, who is now divorcing the husband, and this case is going to trial next month. So I want to get you caught up. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get that screen shared. Okay, with you, and I'm going to go ahead and get it in, and we're going to go ahead and share the screen. Okay. So let me go ahead and get it popping real quick, and I'll get that screen share for you, and we're going to see what the mother has to say about this. Welcome everybody to the building. If I have not welcomed you, welcome everybody to Trigger TV. My Bush babies, make sure you guys come in here, smash that like button, turn on your notifications so that every time we drop a video, you're notified. You guys, we're definitely coming back more consistent. Just remember that we're dropping on crime. We're going to drop it like it's hot and definitely drop it like the rest of those channels are not, baby. Okay, so get up in here and let's do our thing. But let me go ahead and share the screen without further ado. Here comes the Harmony Montgomery and Adam Montgomery case, you guys, live and raw. And this is part one. We'll be dropping part two later on today so that you get to see it all in one snapshot. Let's go.
life of little Harmony Montgomery is almost too tragic to talk about. Her death was so violent and so utterly reprehensible that it's almost too disturbing to talk about. But tonight, we will talk about both, because Harmony deserves to be remembered, and this little angel deserves justice. Harmony was born to Crystal Story and Adam Montgomery, but unfortunately for Harmony, both her parents suffered from addiction problems. These issues were addressed by a judge in family court in Massachusetts in a questionable hearing where Adam, a career criminal, was granted sole custody of Harmony in New Hampshire. Harmony then lived with her father and stepmother, Kayla. The couple was evicted from their home and began living in a car. That's where prosecutors say Adam murdered his daughter in 2019.
Now, there we go, you guys. I want to stop right there, okay? Real quick, right there, just so you know. So, look at the mother lost custody, okay? So, my thing is, Adam was a career criminal. I want to know how he gained custody with that background. I know how he gained custody because she missed the custody hearing because she was in a hearing regarding one of her other children being adopted in another court case, and she had already sent them all the paperwork and everything. And because she did not show up to Harmony's case, that's how she lost it. And you guys are going to hear that. And this is where I feel like the system definitely failed Harmony. They definitely failed Harmony's mother. I mean, she was the one that reported her missing. You guys got to really hear this out because I really am going to give you some great commentary and really walk you through this. This case, this happened on December 7th, 2019. This little girl was not reported missing until 2021. Okay. Now the details are coming out and some additional details. And now Kayla Montgomery is in the midst, and she may have already divorced Adam Montgomery because she is now testifying against him. And that's what you're going to see a little bit later today on part 2. Okay, so stay with me. Hit that like button if you're in the building. Let's go.
For 2 years, no one reported her missing until Crystal started making some noise and alerted authorities, who began searching for Harmony. Harmony has never been found, but now Adam has been charged with her murder, and Kayla, his estranged wife, will be the prosecution's most important witness at trial. Tonight, we go in depth into the life of this beautiful little girl with her mom, Crystal, who joins us this hour for a live interview. I'm Vinny Politan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here on Closing Arguments. And for the last year and a half, we've spent a lot of time talking about a little girl who was missing. Her name is Harmony Montgomery. And you followed everything that has happened during the course of this investigation. But Harmony can't tell her own story. It's impossible. It's just, and it's heartbreaking. You want someone to be able to tell their story. And Harmony can't tell her story because she's missing and she's presumed dead. And there'll be a trial all about that. Now, when you're that young, it's usually the people around you who can, kind of fill in the gaps and tell us your story.
So you guys right there, he said she is missing and presumed deceased, okay? So nobody has been found, okay? So Adam is still behind bars, not speaking, okay? And also the ex-wife, the soon-to-be ex-wife, Kayla, and she may be an ex now, is also behind bars for perjury, okay? They have not got her for that second-degree murder charge, okay? And that's my question. We need to know why, okay? So some questions need to be answered here, okay? Because he knows where Harmony is and is not speaking. He wants a deal.
Unfortunately, the adults who were living with Harmony when she went missing and was presumably murdered, filled her life with chaos that resulted in death. And we're talking, of course, about Adam and Kayla,
Listen to
the
how
father,
she lived her life. Listen.
And stepmother. That was, I guess that would be her story at that moment in time, in that small window of time of her life.
but there's more. So where do you go to tell that story, to figure out who this little girl was, the spirit of Harmony, and what made her happy? What did she like to do? I mean, we haven't heard that. We've been covering this story for 1.5 years, and we haven't been able to hear that story yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for most children, that story starts with mom. There's little Harmony with her mom, Crystal. And Crystal is joining us and is here tonight to tell Harmony's story.
And listen, now this is the birth mother, okay, who's going to tell the story. And she's the one who lost custody, okay, trying to get her life together. And she's going to tell you how she lost custody and Harmony's story and exactly what happened to her, okay? And what happened to this woman, to this young lady, this baby, this child, this precious, beautiful 5-year-old was so intense, okay? And Kayla Montgomery, which is the wife of Adam Montgomery, soon to be ex-wife, should also be held accountable for the exact same charges that he is being held on, which is second-degree murder charges. Check this out.
And I think it's going to be, for the first time for us, an opportunity to finally get to know this little girl. So let me right away bring in our special guest joining us, Harmony's mom, Crystal Sorey, joining us tonight. Crystal, thank you so much. I hope you know that people around the nation, around the world, know Harmony's story, and they send their prayers and their love and everything else. And I hope you've felt that. Can we start tonight? Because, and this is going to be a tough hour. I know it's going to be difficult, but let's please start. And you were gracious enough to send us a bunch of photos that we've never seen before. And let's focus right now on the times that Harmony was happy and what that was like, what she was doing, and what you remember.
She was just such a kind little girl, you know. Ever since she was so little, you know, she was just, they always said the first day she was born, she was like bright-eyed and she stared right at you and lifted her head right up, and you know, she's ready, you know, she's ready for the world. And every person that ever met her said she's a light, you know. She lights up the room when she walks in, you know. She couldn't stand to see anybody sad or mad. She's just so happy, you know. She loves to dance and sing, and she always telling me, "Mommy, I'm gonna be a superstar," you know. And she sure is. You know, she loved her brother. You know, that's one thing I can say. She loved being a big sister. At first, she wasn't very fond of it. She was like, "Oh no, what is happening?" You know. But she fell in love with him right away. Right away, she wanted to do everything for him. You know, feed him, and I think for a little while she thought he was a doll. But then I think, you know, I kept having to explain to her that she was, you know, he was not a doll and he was very much a real baby. Yeah, she just so much life, filled with so much life. We would walk. I was in a program when I had gotten her back. You know, I was always fighting to get clean. You know, that was one thing that she did for me was she made me realize that there was more to life than just the bad things, you know, drugs and parties and, you know, toxicity, you know. When she was born, I realized I didn't want that anymore.
So listen to her, you guys. She breaks down. This is Crystal's story, which is the birth mother again speaking on just Harmony's life, you guys. And you see the emotion behind it. I truly do believe that she loved her daughter. She lost a few of her other kids to the system, and she felt like them awarding custody to Adam with the rap sheet that he had and just the things that he had in his background. She was devastated. Okay, devastated not to hear from her daughter. Like, I mean, there's a lot of detail in this case, okay? She's got all kind of stuff, December 7th, this is when Adam 2019 took her life. Okay, the last FaceTime that Crystal Story had with her daughter was April 2019. Okay, and then she went ahead and called the Manchester Police Department on November 11th, 2021 to report her daughter missing. Okay? She went 2 years without hearing from her daughter. A mother is scorned, no matter if it's her fault or not. She said that Harmony saved her life, from drugs in the streets. So imagine a beautiful baby like this saving your life, and then a baby losing her life at the hands of her own father. And also Kayla, which was the wife of Adam Montgomery, was present when it happened. You guys are going to hear the details of how she lost her life to her own father and what Kayla said, which is the wife of Adam Montgomery, when it happened. I was mortified. Let's go.
And I wanted things to be different. I wanted to break the cycle. So I just kept going to programs, and I tried to make it so she didn't really know. She called it our adventure because I tried not to let her know that this was a sober house. I tried to let her think that this is just where we had to be right now so that mommy could be better. And she didn't care because she had all these friends and life was as normal as it could be for her. She was going to school and she had all these friends, and there was always activities going on, always birthday parties and events, and they were always doing these amazing things for the kids. So she was happy, and I just want to emphasize that so much, that like her life wasn't always bad. It was only bad when he got her. She was very much loved by everybody who met her. Like, her daycare people, they still reach out to me, and really anybody that she left a mark on. I'm very close with her foster parents. They've been my family from day one. They believed in me when no one else did. You know, um,
You know what I'm hearing from
Michelle
you,
fought
Crystal?
alongside me.
You know what I'm hearing?
Yeah. What?
This little girl saved you.
She did. She really did. She saved me. And I was trying to do the same for her, but nobody would listen to me. It was like I have never in my life felt so invisible.
So listen, she fought the system trying to get her daughter back, and because she had a history of drugs in her past, she felt like her voice was not being heard. They just didn't listen. They felt like, nah, you're a drug addict, so now we're not going to listen to you. So your daughter's safe. Your daughter's safe with this criminal before she's safe with you. Even though you're in a halfway house, it's not good enough. Not good enough. When is good enough going to be good enough to protect your children? Mortified. Mortified, you guys. Look at her pain. I know you see Adam Montgomery on my clip, emotionless, after he took his own daughter's life and won't even tell us where the body is. He wants to deal.
Well, let's
it was basically
let's talk about that, because I'm a lawyer and I've gone through and tried to figure out
So you guys
what happened at
thumbs
this
up, you
hearing
guys.
where Adam ended up getting custody.
About the wishes and
And is it true that you were in the courthouse in a different courtroom taking care of another matter involving one of your other children in front of a different judge, and the judge that was handling Harmony's case went forward without you in the room because you were in front of another judge involving your other child?
Yes. Actually, I wasn't in the same building. So Jameson's case, because he was born in Boston, his case was out of Boston. I had to pick between the two hearings. And it was basically, if I was at either one of them, if I wasn't at either one of them, it was going to go bad for me.
Horrible.
So I called my lawyer, Frantic in Lawrence, and I
Yes.
said, I sent over from that courthouse to the other courthouse that I was proof that I was there. He said, I will, quote, fight for a continuance. That never happened. There was no continuance granted. There was no continuance fought for, and they moved forward and handed him custody.
You see that, you guys? So that's the part right there that is killing me. She had to choose between her children. She had to choose either to get one in a good spot or give up the other one to a criminal, which the end result would end up just like this. The court system failed her. She was in another courtroom fighting to get her other child placed into a good home as they took Harmony and awarded custody to the man that took her life, which is allegedly her father.
So in the same day,
Make it
not
make
only
sense.
did my son get adopted, but my daughter got
Yeah,
handed over to the one
who
person
took
that
her
I
life.
begged them never to give her to.
Hmm.
There were so many family members that had stepped up. There were family members that had been vetted and still denied. There's just so many things that people don't know that what really happened. Like, there were family that wanted her. You know, Michelle would have adopted her.
And who is
Um,
Michelle, for folks at home who don't know?
Her foster mother. When I didn't have her, Michelle did. That's her other mummy. And Tim, her husband, will always be Harmony's real father.
Unbelievable.
The only man that showed her what real fatherly love was like.
Her foster parent.
Truly, she loved him very much. And I want people to know as well that Harmony didn't call Adam dad. She called him Adam. I really want people to let that sink in.
How telling.
Because
How telling is that? She didn't call Adam dad. She called Adam Adam, which is her father. How telling is that?
I think people skimmed through a lot of the OCA report and things because out of anger,
And again, when I went through the history of this, Crystal, going through the history of this, like in handing Harmony over to Adam, who's number one in another state, there's like no one's questioning or finding out, well, does he work? Does he have a place? Is he a career? Is he a career criminal? Does he understand how to take care of Harmony? None of this happened in the hearing.
Nothing. Mind you, I was well aware she was disabled. She was blind in her right eye. She was not technically developmentally disabled, because she could talk very well by the time she was 2. I remember people didn't believe me that she was 2. Like, as soon as she would open their mouth, they'd be like, she's not 2, no way. And I'm like, she's 2, I'm serious. Like, I don't need to lie. I'm not going to carry her birth certificate around, but she's, she's 2. She's just very smart girl, and the thing that baffles me is that if Harmony at any point by DCF, law enforcement, anybody had pulled her aside away from Adam and Kayla and said to her, you are safe now, is something going on, it would have been like word vomit. She would have told them everything, because she would have knew in her head, I'm gonna be safe now. She was smart. And that's why Adam made sure she never spoke to anyone without him in the room. And it sickens me. No one ever did that. They never pulled her aside. She was 5. She was old enough to talk for herself.
And at the time this is happening, like you said, you had to choose between two courtrooms for two different children, and in the other courtroom, you're helping your son be in a great home, right? And that's so. Like that's not easy, right? That's not easy for a parent to say, "Wow, I know that I'm struggling right now, but my son, we've got an amazing place for him to be, and if I go to this courtroom, I know he's going to be okay." And you did that.
I thought they would give me a chance to go to that court date, like give me a week, just to make it to that court date for Harmony, because I had made it to every single court date, every visit, every class they made me do. I did everything they asked.
Everything they asked, and still scheduled both hearings on the same day, knowing that this woman could not be two places at one time to save her child. We have a broken system, another life lost.
And they couldn't even give me a continuance.
Yeah, to me that's inexcusable. When you're making a decision about a small child and you are deciding to give that child to a career criminal who has his own substance abuse issues, and you haven't done any sort of background look at what's going on in his life and can he actually take care of the child, that's problematic when you don't have the one person in the courtroom who knows everything and can call into question the decisions. So that decision is made, and I want to go through a little bit of a timeline for the folks at home and then have you kind of fill in the blanks for us. So February 2019 is when he's granted custody. April of 2019, my understanding, and you can correct us after we go through all this, is the last communication FaceTime between you and Harmony. Then in December of 2019, this is the allegation of when Harmony is murdered by Adam. Flash forward to November of 2021, you call the Manchester police to report Harmony missing. Then in December, the Manchester police begin looking for Adam to try to locate Harmony. And then 2 days later, you write to the mayor, desperate, requesting help here. So I guess the biggest question most people have is between April of 2019 and when you start making a lot of noise in November of 2021, what's going on? What do you know what is happening in your life, and what is happening?
Now listen, before she answers that, do you guys see that 2-year span? What 5-year-old do you know comes up missing for 2 years and nobody notices it? Yes, I understand we had COVID. I understand we had kids out of school. Like, I get all that part. But last FaceTime, all the way to her contacting Manchester PD to get them involved to locate Harmony and then locate Adam, that's insane. Absolutely insane. This child was missing for almost 2 years. Let's hear what happened in between that time, because I am indignant by the amount of time that it took for them to realize that there's something going on. Where is this child at? Head count.
I was actually kind of going through a hard time myself. I was in the shelter, pregnant with my son. Just trying to make a way for myself, really. But I had no contact, like I said before, he had cut me off everything, even if I would make a fake page or a new page and message them, it was automatic read and blocked. And, so I just started doing my own digging, asking around, driving around, like little things I could possibly do. If I was in Manchester, I would just drive around and to parks I just remember at the visits I had for him, he would always have me meet him at the Dunkin' Donuts on 2nd Street. But I didn't know anything other than that because he was, at the time when I was seeing her, a lot of people don't know, but I was tiptoeing around this man. Any
So she's driving around to the Dunkin' Donuts, and let me give you a clue here because part two is coming out today. Kayla Montgomery, which is his current wife, which they are going through a divorce and they may be divorced now. Okay, because she is testifying against him in the weapons trial, which you're going to see that. Kayla worked at Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, so this woman is driving around, running out her gas tank, trying to figure out where her daughter is and where Adam and what is going on, opposed to getting help from the FBI, getting help from the police for this missing child. Like that doesn't make sense. All it took for her to get these people involved for this missing child to find this man who was sleeping in the car with the kids, homeless and everything. So he was definitely an unfit to take care of a child, but she was still in his custody. Harmony should have went back to the mother, Miss Sorey, Crystal Sorey, who was now fit to take care of her child. But they couldn't find him. They couldn't find the child. And Kayla, you were with them the whole time, even during the murder. What is going on here? We have to ask more questions. CPS, DPS, where were you?
little thing he told me I could or couldn't do, I did, because I knew he would make me never see her again. I knew it. He finally had the control he wanted, and he was going to use it. So until I finally couldn't deal with it, we had the agreement that I was starting a job and I needed to FaceTime for that week until I got my schedule, and I knew when I was going to be able to have my visits with her. We agreed. Right away, the FaceTimes were chaotic, just very chaotic. There was like, he's muting it, pausing it, shutting the camera off, and just every single time she just looks terrified. And he's, I'm asking questions, he's yelling at me saying I can't ask her that, or she's not going to answer that, or just, I knew in my gut, man, it was all wrong. He was acting erratic. I knew he was getting high. And there was just nothing I could do. I was being told by this DCF worker that I was a bitter baby mother and I was mad because he had moved on. Not because he was acting crazy or she, hadn't gone to school, hadn't seen a doctor, his own family was making reports as well alongside me, giving me all this information about what he's doing there. And nothing's happening.
Now look at his face. That's only a face that a mother could love. And I bet you his mother didn't even love him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at this man's face. Unbelievable. Taking care of Harmony? Really? How? Where?
And it started even back then. Like the report started back then when I was still having phone calls. And nothing happened. Nothing.
Completely evil.
And everybody knew he was getting high, including his family. Nobody did a thing. And it's like, there were people there. Like, there was only so much I could literally do, and I did everything I could, but I had to survive myself. I didn't live in Manchester. I didn't live in New Hampshire. I lived in Boston. No vehicle. You know what I mean? Like, I did what I could with what I had. Yeah. I really did.
All right. Crystal,
Welcome Welcome. Thank you for being here.
We're going to take a short break, Crystal. Take a moment.
Welcome to the building. We love you so much. Thanks for being in the building. Shout out to 82, the motherfucking house. Let's go.
Thanks again for joining us. Crystal's going to stay with us this hour. Coming up next hour, we've got big news in the Utah student case. All that coming up in the next hour.
In Moscow, Idaho, a big hearing in the Idaho student's murder case.
So listen, you guys. So that right there, that tells you, I'm telling you, there is so much missing, okay, in that interview. So much missing, okay? 2 years, okay? December 27th, 2021 was when the police started looking for Adam, okay? A mess, a shit show, to be exact. Okay, you're going to see today where Kayla Montgomery testifies against Adam in the weapons charge. trial. And I'm going to drop that for you today. Okay, for sure today, because I am telling you that she goes all the way in. She is down for the prosecution. Why is she not facing? Let me tell you what, Adam is facing a second degree murder charge. She should be facing the same charge. Okay, you're going to hear. You are most definitely going to hear today how the murder took place. It was from blunt force trauma. Okay, blunt force trauma to Harmony. Okay, blows to the head because she wet herself in her car seat. And he was frustrated, punched her in her face about 3 to 4 times as Kayla looked back and said, I think we might have killed her this time. Okay, that is what Kayla said. And you're going to hear that in the weapon set. You're going to hear that in when she testifies today. All right. She's currently divorcing him and she's in jail for perjury. That's the only thing they can hold her on is perjury. Okay? Because they have not hit her with a second degree murder charge. And they should have because she was there the day that it happened, which was December 7th, 2019. Remember, the real mother, Crystal, did not report her missing until 2021. Okay? November 11th to be exact. So what do we have here? We have a mess. We have a broken system that needs to be fixed. Okay, so this is definitely part one. Part two, look out for it. I came live for it. I was going to do an upload, but because I've not seen you lovelies since last year, I decided to go ahead and pop in and do a live for you. So hello. Okay. Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. And I love you, and I'm still here. All right. But let me tell you, we are going to drop part two so that you guys have it. Okay. You guys have it and you see what's really going on here. Because this is going to trial next month. And I want to catch all of you guys up on what's going on. Okay. What is going on with this whole case? Because this case is nasty. Nice, nasty at that. Okay. Kayla thinks she's getting a deal. They're holding her on perjury. That's it. They need to be holding her on a hell of a lot more than perjury. And we are definitely going to get to that today. So please look forward to that. It's going to be dropping. I promise you today. I've been kind of, hesitant. I've been on my New Year ish. I don't feel like it. Not now. If I can't wear the dick and balls hat, I don't want to play. No, we got to play. Okay. Harmony was a beautiful young lady. And I do want to say condolences to the family members, Mrs. Story's family, Harmony's family on that side, and all of them, because a lot of lives were affected. And this jerk off still has not told them where the body is because he wants a deal. Doesn't every murderer want a deal? There's no deal when you take a life. No deal. A life for a life. Give your life. And I don't mean life in prison. You need the death penalty. Okay? Period. The 5-year-old didn't do anything but be a 5-year-old and piss in her car seat. Why are you mad? You shouldn't be a parent. You shouldn't be living in the car with your child. See, that's why they couldn't find him because he was moving around. He had his little mobile hotspot. He had his little mobile apartment in the car. Okay? He needed some parenting classes, some anger management, a home, a stable home, especially after being awarded custody. They needed to be checking in on him, and they didn't. So again, another system, another broken system, another failed attempt to protect our children with nobody involved. Okay? He had a background, a rap sheet the size of this damn printer with all this in it. And they didn't check. They didn't follow up. And that's why we're losing so many lives. We don't know what Harmony could have been. And now we'll never know. But what we do know is that he's going to trial next month on February 2024. And we know that she's already testifying. And I'm going to show you that today. That's what we do know. And we do know that she's divorcing him because, you cannot normally legally testify against your spouse if you're legally married. So she is testifying for the prosecution. She's already flopped. We know she's going to flop because she does not want that. Kayla Montgomery does not want that second degree murder charge. But I do believe they're going to hand it down to her. So we're going to see how this plays out. Also, I'm going to give you some updates on the Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerrero case, I do have some stuff on it. There could be a third party involved. I've not dropped on it because there's so much information coming out, and I want to put it together and make it golden for you. Okay. So you guys stay with Sugar TV. We are gonna, stay in the crime sector and go ahead and hit hard. Okay. Remember, we do have a backup page. You can't sit with us. We'll be dropping over there too. So please look at that. Okay. Look at that. Check that out. I am going to be over there, doing a little bit of stuff, keep it a little breezy over there. So please come over there and visit me over there. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure seeing you all. And please make sure that you smash that like button on the way out. Make sure you renew your memberships. Okay. All right. I'm coming back. I'm all the way back. We're going to go 5 for 5 this week. Let's see. Okay. I ain't taking my ball and going home. Y'all got me fucked up. I'm in the house. I'm in the building. All right. I love you guys so much, though. It's been a pleasure. You guys remember, be and have a heart for humanity, even when humanity does not have a heart for you. I'm going to get out of here. Let me hit that intro. DJ, put me out that intro and let me get up out of here. And I will see you guys on the next one. Make sure you turn on all your notifications. If you want to support Trigger TV, you can through PayPal, Cash App, or even Super Chat. We don't care how you do it. Thumbs up, blue hearts in the chat are free, and we love it when we see them. So thank you, H2, for throwing them blue hearts up in the chat. That's how it's done, baby, and that's how we love to do it over here. And blue hearts mean just as much because that shows support, that shows love, and we love going out with hearts in the chat because those are always free and so is support. Okay, so we love to do it like that over here, you guys. But I will definitely see you on our next one. It's been a pleasure seeing all of you guys. Happy New Year. You guys have a great, fantastic rest of the year. Okay, and be successful. You guys change it up. I want you to put your fucking right foot in front of your left foot and walk it out, baby. Walk it out and talk it out. I'm out of here and I'll see you on the next one. Go ahead, go ahead and drop me real quick and go ahead and give me that outro and let me get up out of here and I'll see you guys. It's been a pleasure. Peace. I'm out of here.